Hi everyone, welcome to another Radical Randy Activist production. Today's meme, our master, the economy.
Come on, the economy is important, you know.
Of course it is. But for the last few decades, the economy has been elevated to the centerpiece of our existence by governments, pundits, and the corporate mass media. All else, including the environment, must be sacrificed if necessary, with even more tax cuts and government handouts for big business to allegedly stimulate the economy. Everything, nature conservation, art, culture, scientific research, or practically any other human endeavor, must now be justified by appealing to its benefit to the economy. The one thing they don't discuss is why it should be paramount.
People do have to make a living.
We want decent jobs with a living wage, but during several decades under neoliberal trickle-down economics, workers' real wages have been stagnating or falling, even as worker productivity has risen. The extra wealth from increased productivity has gone overwhelmingly to the owners. Meanwhile, workers are subjected to increasingly precarious part-time and temporary employment with declining benefits, pensions, and safe working conditions. Many families have to string together several part-time McJobs, living from paycheck to paycheck. This has been paralleled by government attacks on unions and workers' rights. Also cuts to social programs and unemployment benefits under the guise of deficit reduction, austerity measures, and the need for incentives to work, creating a business-friendly climate for investment. The result? Workers caught between insecure, worsening jobs and a shredded safety net, while the wealthy cash in. Disciplining workers to create a desperate, compliant global workforce. Workers who had better stay in line if they know what's good for them. This is the economy we're supposed to sacrifice for? Work to live and live to work. Life is reduced to a grotesque struggle for survival by desperate, exhausted workers who think they have no choice but to support this economic system or starve.
But the economy is improving.
When corporate media report on the economy, they usually seem more concerned with the performance of the stock market than with the real economic well-being of those doing the work. And since the 1980s banking deregulation, more and more of the economy has centered on Wall Street with its money games. This at the expense of the real economy providing needed goods and services. This financialization has created the current unstable global casino with its speculative bubbles, further enriching the investment bankers.
At least the GDP is rising.
The gross domestic product is a measure of the total goods and services produced by an economy, but takes no account of how unfairly income is distributed. We now have levels of inequality in Canada and the US not seen since the 1920s. Additionally, the GDP doesn't include social or environmental costs, or accord any value to volunteer unpaid work in the home, or the benefits produced by nature itself.
Maybe if people were more dedicated to their jobs, they'd get ahead.
Why should life increasingly revolve around exploitative, soul-crushing jobs? Is that what life is about? Is it somehow heroic to sacrifice even more of your life's limited time instead of spending it on family and other more worthwhile pursuits? Working ever longer and harder to make corporate investors richer, just for the few trinkets that may trickle your way. Advertising promotes consumerism, so people will buy junk they don't need to pay manufacturers and retailers to keep the system afloat. Shop till you drop, then work till you drop to pay for it, and still drown in debt.
But even if all that's true, we're still dependent on the economy, so we better get used to it.
Why should we? What is the economy for? Isn't it supposed to serve the people rather than enslave them? Why should people around the world have their lives and livelihoods held hostage to the greedy whims of global investors? Our vaunted technology and growing productivity should be used to improve the lives of the 99%, the workers whose labor creates the wealth. The obsession with the economy has become a pretext to eliminate environmental and labor protection, with the rich getting richer even faster. Those empowered need relentless corporate propaganda to convince the public that this system is natural, unavoidable, or even beneficial, and that their interests align with those of the economic elites, internalizing the boss's values over their own. How much longer will they be able to scam workers into believing they have anything in common with owners or a stake in this neoliberal capitalist economy? Want a better world tomorrow? Fight corporate rule today. To view other YouTube videos in this series, just click on the RadicalRandyActivist icon, or click subscribe, or search for Radical Randy Activist. For web and news sites, books, DVDs, and much more on this and other economic and political topics for Alberta, Canada, the US, and the world, check out EdmontonActivistResources.org. And for more information on the neoliberal capitalist economic system, check out the books, DVDs, websites, and online videos by the following authors. Also, watch the Radical Randy Activist corporate rule video.